It was a crisp Tuesday morning when the world of Sarah Thompson shattered. Not with a whisper, but with a blaring horn that could wake the dead. She was savoring her first sip of coffee, the kind that promises a good day, when the blast from Tom Whitaker's Cadillac ripped through her quiet suburban street. Her prized turkey, Gobble King, launched himself through the kitchen window with the grace of a feathered cannonball, Leah VY-ing a trail of chaos and a cracked heirloom rooster lamp in his wake. Sarah's dentures rattled in her mouth as she stared at the wreckage, her heart pounding. This wasn't just noise. This was a declaration of war. Sarah didn't fit the mold of Willow Creek's Homeowners Association, with its obsession over manicured lawns and muted siding. Her backyard was a riot of color wildflowers, ferns, and 7 heritage turkeys she treated like kin. There was Gobble King, strutting like he owned the place, alongside Featherina, Captain Cluck, and others, each with their own Christmas stockings and tiny bandanas. They weren't pets, they were family, binge-watching Netflix with her on lazy Sundays. But Tom Whitaker, the HOA president with a permanent scowl and a Bluetooth earpiece glued to his head, loathed them. It started with snide remarks over the fence, then escalated to a formal letter citing unauthorized poultry active VY tie. Sarah brushed it off like dust on her sequin garden gnome, but Tom wasn't the type to let things slide. He saw order as sacred, conformity as neighborly love. Sarah? She believed in turkeys wearing bow ties and backyard chaos. The morning of the horn blast, Tom had been prowling the block, fuming over a crime scene Captain Cluck had left on his pristine lawn. When Sarah saw his Cadillac screech to a halt and heard that air horn scream like a banshee, it all clicked. The blast sent her flock into a frenzy, feathers flying, birds scattering. One turkey perched on a neighbor's roof, another plunged into a koi pond, and Gobble King, after his kitchen stunt, led a trio straight for Tom's shiny car. Talons out, hearts full of vengeance, they skidded across his windshield, scratching it like a toddler with a fork. Sarah stood on her porch, clutching her broken lamp, coffee steaming, as Tom leapt out, red-faced, demanding she leash her wild livestock. Maybe don't wage sonic warfare in a suburb, she shot back, then posted the doorbell footage to the Willow Creek Facebook group. By noon, it was Suburban VYRL, 200 comments, 30 shares, and a techno remix of the horn. The neighborhood split like a cracked egg. Some backed Tom, muttering about property damage. Others hailed Sarah as a rebel, editing Gobble King into slow-motion hero shots with fireballs. But the real sting came that night. An anonymous note in her mailbox, cut like a thriller MOVY ransom letter. Get rid of the turkeys, or we get rid of you. Sarah sipped chamomile tea. Her flock huddled around her like scared kids. Those birds weren't just quirky decor, they were her late husband's gift. A silly turkey named Plucky McFeathers that brought her smile back after his death. Now, some HOA tyrant wanted to erase that. She didn't cry. She pulled out her binder, a 3-inch tome of HOA infractions and grudges, and slid the note under Whitaker. Game on. Tom filed a complaint, claiming emotional distress and poultry aggression. Sarah replied in 3 minutes. Your windshield isn't scratch at its blessed. But the war escalated when she found her turkey coop trash door unhinged, feed scattered, a nesting box smashed. This wasn't raccoons, it was sabotage. She called animal control, who yawned and said, "Sounds like a person, not a possum." Furious, Sarah rallied her crew. Lisa, the tarot-reading dog groomer in a tie-dye jumpsuit. Greg, a neighbor nursing a grudge over his too cheerful door color. And Ethan, a hoodie-clad teen hacker. They dubbed themselves the Flock Defenders and got to work. Ethan hacked the HOA's portal, uncovering Tom's shady wellness initiative bamboo towels and Himalayan salt bricks charged to the community. Greg, posing as a cable guy, overheard Tom plotting to leave the gate open for the turkeys to disappear. Lisa's tarot deck warned of dark energy. Sarah baked Tom a casserole, delivering it with a card thanking him for community peace. He took it, suspicious. He should have been. Ethan intercepted emails between Tom and a sketchy wildlife solutions company with lines like "no feathers in the open" and "make it look like nature." The company? A 3-month ghost in a warehouse. Sarah's pulse raced. This was no petty feud. Tom was orchestrating harm to her family. They needed proof for the HOA meeting dubbed Operation Foul Play. Sarah posted about a Turkey Appreciation Day to bait Tom. Inequity's second threatening note arrived. Cancel, or your birds won't be the only ones losing feathers. She tucked it into her binder under threats and jerks. At the packed meeting, Tom droned about civilighty until Sarah stood, calm as a summer breeze. Ethan dimmed the lights, projecting the doorbell footage. Tom, horn in hand, face twisted in rage. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Next came coop damage photos, pro-vying sabotage, and Ethan's audio of Tom's voice. Get those birds out. Open the gate. I don't care. Silence fell like a guillotine. Tom stammered about deep fakes, but a neighbor whispered, I knew it. Another stood. My roses were trampled. Was that you, Tom? Tom's lawyer, a slick guy named Carl, pushed a lawsuit for windshield damage and gobbling-induced trauma. Sarah countered with her lawyer, Victor Ravenwood, who handed the judge a letter alleging harassment and animal endangerment, plus a vet bill for Gobble King's beak injury. The judge, expecting mailbox debates, called a recess. A reporter, tipped off by Ethan, ambushed Sarah outside. With Featherine on her arm, she said, I want peace, accountability, and the right to love loud birds. The story hit local news. HOA tyrants foul play in turkey war. Tom upped the ante, securing an order to remove the turkeys. Animal control arrived, crating her flock as Gobble King flapped at an officer's hat. Sarah watched, heartbreaking, as the van drove off. Her house felt hollow. No gobbles, no pecks. But defeat wasn't her style. In court, Victor's slideshow, Feathergate, showed the horn blast, coop sabotage, and Gobble King's crate fight. The jury, expecting a boring case, teared up at Featherina's Halloween tutu. Tom's voice on the audio sealed his fate. Greg testified to overhearing Tom's plot. Lisa called his aura a rotten kale. Sarah's exhibit. Tom's HOA-funded sauna crushed his defense. The judge ruled for Sarah. Tom paid damages, stepped down, and the turkeys came home. The turkeys' return was a parade. Kids with signs, Lisa's niece on kazoo. Sarah rebuilt the coop, now with cameras. She ran for HOA president, unopposed after Tom's wife, Ellen, admitted his control-freak ways and praised Sarah's courage. As president, Sarah rewrote rules, allowing community animals and porch flamingos. Willow Creek bloomed with Flamingo Fest and Turkey Day parades. Sarah's podcast, Cluck It Up, hit 50,000 downloads, and she spoke at a homeowners conference on surviving HOA tyranny. One fall morning, feeding her flock, Sarah found a shimmering egg from Pecky Swift. Ethan called it a sign. Lisa muttered about omens. Greg brought champagne. Neighbors, once skeptical, cheered her as a hero. Sarah hadn't just saved her bird, she carved out a space for joy in a world demanding sameness. Her life, once gray, now sparkled with feathers and freedom. So what do you think? Was Sarah a hero for standing up to Tom's tyranny? Or did her turkeys cause too much chaos for a quiet suburb? Should HOAs have the power to dictate your backyard? Or is personal freedom worth the fight? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button if you're Team Sarah, and subscribe for more wild neighborhood sagas.